So, hey, how you guys doing? I'm not down at my studio because I just got home and I'm tired. But we're going to be talking about a couple different cases here that are going on. We'll start with the one that I think most people will be interested in, and that is the case that deals with the Justice Department. And with that, let's go ahead and we will jump into it. Gobble gobble, everyone. Thanksgiving is coming up, and so is Christmas. And there is a perfect gift that you can get for your loved ones for Christmas. And I just got it today. This is the new Gideon Optic Guardian. What makes it so great is that it's a fiber optic LPVO, which means your reticle is going to be easy to pick up and see during the daytime, which is freaking fantastic. So, if you want to go ahead and go over to Gideon Optics and give them a shout, you can use the code Crumpy. You get 10% off and free shipping. And here's the thing, I wasn't paid to do that or anything. I just really believe in the product, and they are awesome people. And there is Rich. Rich, look what I got.
Ooh.
It's their new fiber optic LPVO. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump into this right now. What is going on? The first case deals with what the Justice Department did in their response to the Silence to Stop GOA, Firearms Policy Coalition, the Firearms Accountability Coalition. No, sorry, GOA, Palmetto State Armory, Silencer Shop, and FRAC, which is the Firearms Regulatory Accountability Coalition. The case, they filed for a motion for summary judgment. The DOJ has responded to that motion, and to no one's shock, it is anti-gun. And I'm not talking about a little bit of anti-gun, but it's something that you would have expected out of the Biden administration. It looks like they used a lot of the same talking points that the anti-gunners used. For example, one of the things that they said was that I don't know, Rich went, but one of the things that they said was that that short-barreled rifles, barreled shotgun suppressors, and any other weapons were actual weapons of war, and they need higher regulations because they're weapons of war, which I think is kind of ridiculous because if you look back at the Miller case back in 1937, the United States versus Miller, what did they say about weapons with short barrel shotguns? Why could they ban them?
Because they didn't have a sporting purpose.
No, because they
Is that
didn't have a militaristic purpose.
a sporting purpose, military? What a suppressor is a firearm. A suppressor is not a firearm. Is Pluto a planet? Does the ATF have a ruling on what Pluto is?
Yeah, but I just thought it was interesting because they go against the Supreme Court and Miller by saying that short-barreled shotguns and rifles are military weapons, even though the Supreme Court said they are not military weapons. They also defend to say the $0 tax is still a tax, and that gives them the right to regulate because of the Commerce Clause.
Well, also they claim that because there's SOTs out there, and I guess you pay to be an SOT, therefore they're collecting a tax. But if they're not collecting a tax, I mean, is the tax on? Oh yeah, it's a special occupational tax. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely interesting. They also say that these guns are tools of criminals because they're easier to conceal, and they should be able to ban them because they're easier to conceal. But if you follow that logic to its natural conclusion, what is easier to conceal than a short-barreled shotgun and short-barreled rifle?
I'm like, God, please make it make sense.
Yeah,
Please.
what's easier to conceal than a short-barrel rifle and a short-barreled shotgun? A handgun, correct. So by following the Justice Department's own logic, that means they believe that they should be able to ban handguns because they're easily concealable.
Or regulate them under the NFA.
Or regulate them under the
Which
NFA.
originally is what the NFA was supposed to do.
Yes, the NFA originally was supposed to represent handguns, and that's why we got short barrel shotguns and short barrel rifles on there, because they thought people were going to use short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns as
instead of handguns.
Workaround. So they added those as catch-alls to prevent people from having a loophole. But in the end, they removed handguns from the NFA, but left the closing of the loopholes in there.
So did Pam Blondie come up with this, or who wrote this?
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second. But one of the other things is that a tax has to have revenue-raising purposes. And a $0 tax definitely does not have a revenue-raising purpose.
But so the SOT was created under the NFA, or no?
The SOT, it's related to the NFA.
But if I look at the law of the NFA, which is a tax, did that tax in that statute are SOTs in it?
No.
So then we have tax on cats and tax on dogs, and the tax on cats is $0.
Yeah, so therefore it has no revenue raising purposes, therefore it should not be allowed. But yeah, so Bondi, this is definitely on Bondi. Bondi was presented it, she's aware of it, she okayed it, she signed off on it. How does this stack up with Trump's executive action on Second Amendment issues? I don't think it does. It's just another example of the federal government paying lip service to this. Congress.
But is Bondi just taking money from gun grabbers and having them write her briefs?
I don't know, because the briefs make a lot of the arguments that the gun grabbers make. So, never trust a politician. Rep. Andrew Clyde, pressured, along with some other colleagues, tried to pressure the DOJ to not defend the NFA, but they're going to do it anyway. So this is going to go to court. In another case, the Second Amendment Foundation, FPC, and the ASA, the American Suppressor Association, they just filed for a motion for summary judgment. So I think that the DOJ is going to come back with that.
Wow. It's so we had the Lucy and the football on the wait, was it a continuing resolution? What was it? It was a
reconciliation bill.
Reconciliation. Dude, if we ran, first off, Crump, you and I both own businesses. If we ran our businesses the way the federal government runs itself, we would be in jail. Now, the continuing resolution was supposed to eliminate or remove short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, AOWs, and suppressors from the NFA. But because somebody's role that was advised, not advised in consent, that well, they're like, well, maybe you should do this. And if Crump asks me what I think on something, I say, well, maybe you should do this. He's free to determine whatever he wants. And so the Senate parliamentarian said, no soup for you. You can't remove those items from the NFA under reconciliation. So everybody tucked their tail and did it. Now there's three things they could have done. They could have said, F you, I don't care. They could have replaced the person. Or who's the fat kid that's vice president? What's his name?
J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance could have said, hell no, we're not doing this. That was the third option. There were 3 ejection levers on this process. So to prevent us from being here now. Now they're making crap up as they go, like they always do. Like suppressor is a firearm, suppressor isn't a firearm. Whenever it suits us, they change the definition of something.
Yep. And here is the second story here. This is an unpublished opinion, but I am going to share a little bit of it here because I can, because I rock like that. This has not been signed yet, but it's going to be signed. And with that, let me go ahead share that screen here. Boop. Here it is. Summary order. I'm not going to touch too much on this, but there is a guy named Jonathan Corbett who sued New York over the training requirements of the CCIA. And he got denied a preliminary injunction by a district court, which made him appeal to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. And now we have a response from the Second Circuit, and they basically confirmed the district court's decision that no, that's not good.
Oh, that's not. Oh.
He lost.
So they say you've got to train more than a sniper.
Yeah, the training requirements in New York is just absolutely freaking ridiculous.
Well, that's what they did in Florida here. You could have a school resource officer that's armed, but they got to have more training than most SWAT members get in a year.
Yeah. So they upheld that the 18-hour, because he tried to argue that it's unconstitutional because 18 hours is extremely
that's expensive.
Half a week. But they said it's not prohibitively expensive, and he basically, if you can't afford 18 hours of training, you have the right to.
The 5 rights covered in the First Amendment, it's okay if you had 18 hours of training to exercise those rights. That'd be okay.
Yeah, I guess. So there you go.
Wow. Well, thank you for updating us on Bizarro World.
It's absolutely I'll go ahead and I'll link that. It's only 8 pages long because we don't have the signed or anything like that, so it's just the.
And Crump, do we have?
I can't link it because YouTube thinks it's spam.
Oh my gosh! Do we have the Florida signed consent decree on my case or no?
No, that will probably come within 30 days.
Wow. Well, okay.
Been agreed upon, but that's it. I can't share the. I don't know.
Go to another site that you can share it that we're publishing on.
Yeah, I will throw it down in the description of this video. I'll just edit the video really quick and just put it down in the description.
And for all of those of you that love flyingrich.com, it is still down, and I can't get tech support at where it's at, and I'm migrating to our friend Night Strike. He's got hosting.
Well, there you go. All right, but other than that, I mean that's it. I literally landed a couple hours ago.
Okay, I was curious. I didn't.
Portland, yeah.
I wasn't tracking you.
What's up, Night Strike? Night Strike is actually up.
Speak of him, and he appears.
All right, so yep. So once again, remember, visit Gideon Optics. Here's the Gideon Optics.
So wait, what's that thing do? You said fiber optic. What's going on with that? What's that?
Yeah, it has a daylight bright fiber optic illumination system in it.
What? Jordan's a buddy of mine. He didn't tell me.
Yeah. So I don't think it's out on the market yet, but it is coming out soon.
And I did not crash the site, but they migrated my hosting from one server to another and didn't tell me any of the settings or changes I needed to make or the IP addresses of what it was going to be so I could verify it worked right.
Yeah. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna hang out with my kids and just try to relax and get some rest because traveling sucks, man. Especially
So
today, the airports were like insane.
I'll be in your hood Sunday-ish, I guess.
Yeah. Well, let me know.
Alrighty.
Right later. Bye. And I hit the wrong button. Here we go.